Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Broadcasting live from Strong Island Studios in Massapequa, New York.
You're listening to Man Up
with Eric Holzman and Matt Lehman.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Man Up. I'm here with my co-host, Eric Holzman.
What's going on?
And as always, we're here to talk about the world of sports. And we're going to throw in some comic book talk, I should say.
Yes.
DC talk. But we're going to get started with some fantasy football, some Turkey Day talk, kind of talk about the games coming up.
Yes, Thanksgiving is this Thursday, so happy Thanksgiving out there to everybody.
Happy early Thanksgiving. It's kind of funny because we did a Halloween show, and now we're pretty much doing a Thanksgiving show.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's that time of the year, and we'll do a Christmas one. Yeah. More than likely.
Are you gonna dress like Santa Claus?
Maybe. Maybe I'll let my beard grow out, and that's red, so
I will not dress as Mrs. Claus. So if anyone was worried about that, we're also going to talk about the Jets, the Knicks, and like I said, we're going to probably wrap it up with a little Justice League half review.
Yeah, I have. It's not really a review. There's a couple of things I want to. I saw the movie twice, actually. Matt hasn't seen it yet. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So we'll do that at the end, though.
You seem a little tense about that.
Yeah, I am. And it's something that I want to talk about. There's a lot of craziness going on out there. And in geekdom, I guess that's the way.
I can tell that you're super pent. He's like.
So I'm holding back now, but later on I'll get into it more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're going to go from Banner to the Hulk.
Pretty much.
Even though it's a different universe.
I'm wearing green.
That's it. You're ready to Hulk out.
Yeah, we're ready.
So this week in fantasy, we had our picks. As we do every week, we try to give picks that could be good value plays in daily fantasy. So we're not always swinging for we are swinging for the fences essentially, but we're not always going for the guaranteed, Antonio Bryant.
Right. Like
Antonio Brown.
We're not going to give the obvious picks. We're not gonna tell you who you
not always. Sometimes.
Who you're going to have. Like everyone knows you're gonna play if he's healthy. You're gonna play Aaron Rodgers. That's And if you're doing daily fantasy and you have the money and you want to do a quarterback, same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know who the best quarterbacks and who the best players are. We try and look a little deeper and give you a little more of that, in depth and say, okay, this guy has a good matchup. He might be good to play this week. He might be a good value. And that's what we try and do. Again, we're not gurus. I would never claim to be one. I have won fantasy titles in the past.
Ooh.
And I know Matt has as well. So we've both won fantasy titles in the past, but we're not. I would never call myself a guru of fantasy football. I have good football knowledge, and I try to apply that to fantasy. It doesn't always work that way.
But I mean, even people like Matthew Berry, they swing and they miss.
Right.
It's not like
It's
not like everyone's 100% or even 75%. It's a flawed system, and if it was guaranteed, then you know what? We'd all be very rich.
Right, of course. I mean, it's gambling.
Yeah.
Number one, it is gambling. Right, it's
a little different though.
Right, but it is gambling.
Legal.
You're paying money to do something. It wasn't legal. The daily stuff wasn't legal for a little while.
No, but hold on. The reason why it became legal again is, there's a lot of law jargon around it, but the fact is it's more like horse racing in the fact that people with knowledge of the players or the horses in horse racing's sake, and the conditions and all that other stuff, they're going to probably do better than people that are fresh to it, right?
Of course.
So that's different. It's different than going to a casino, knowing numbers, and it being more predictable, right?
Right.
So that's why it's legal here. But we're getting away from the core here.
Right, and we, like I said, we're not experts.
Hit or miss.
Right, it's a swing and it's kind of like a baseball thing, It
is. We're hitting for a decent average right now.
Right, we're doing okay, but there are certain people who don't think that.
Well, yeah, but that happens. I mean, there's people that, personally, I'm not going to say any names, but today I had a colorful conversation with someone that I still consider a friend, if he's watching, even though we've had a real rough patch here in the last few months. So 2 years ago, I won fantasy baseball, and it was a little bit of a loophole because We do an innings count. I'm not trying to get too off course, but if someone actually plays, they know what I'm talking about. So we do an innings count, and once you get to that innings count, whatever your ERA and WHIP and all that stuff is, it locks in. So I benched all my pitchers because I had the categories won.
Right.
So since that point, this guy, even though I didn't beat him, has kind of, I felt like, had it out for me in terms of fantasy.
Okay.
So fast forward to this summer, we do an auction draft. So what that means is everyone gets a budget and you bid either live
Right. If you don't
or on
know
the
what that
computer.
is, exactly.
Yeah. We'll meet up, all of us, and we'll all bid, and it's really cool. It takes a lot longer than a regular snake draft. It probably takes about 5 or 6 hours, depending on how many people are in the league.
Right.
So we all met up, and we're in my buddy's backyard, and basically, the end of the draft, first of all, I was a nice guy at the end of the draft, because I did take Spencer Ware, and I told my buddy, I said, hey, look, there's only 2 picks left. Why don't you take this guy, Kareem Hunt? He seems like he's going to be all right. Which obviously has paid off, even though in the last few weeks it's been a little down. But so the last pick was mine, and I took Jared Goff as my backup quarterback for 10 cents.
Right.
And basically a person said, I was an idiot. And then we have this group chat with our entire league, and basically in week 1, Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually got their bye week because of the weather. Remember the Dolphins and the Tampa Bay, they had their bye week literally week 1, right?
Right.
So I had Jameis Winston, I had Jared Goff, and I was basically trying to make a move to say, hey, I need another quarterback for week 1 because I remember Goff last year with Jeff Fisher, and he was terrible, right? But I took him because I saw the potential. He was number 1 pick, and I was like, you know what? Let's take a chance.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So this guy said I was an idiot and basically kept saying it. And then when I tried to make a trade for another quarterback, he said, bleep, 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 no one wants that bum Jared Goff. You screwed yourself. I remember someone at the draft even calling you an idiot for it.
Right.
Now, fast forward to today, right? And Jared Goff looks like he's not the best quarterback probably from last draft because Wentz is, but he's not that far off. And his team is in playoff contention. And today I decided to go back into that chat, and to take a snapshot of the chat, and kind of blow him up on this post. And I did that, and he kind of flipped out and whatever, and he made it seem like I'm not sociably acceptable in the way that I present fantasy football, and that I take it too seriously. And I might take it seriously, but in all honesty, it was well worth it because I'm not going to get
time out.
I'm not going to get called out. First of all,
time out. When there's money involved.
There's money involved.
And when there's money involved, it's serious.
I agree.
When there's money involved, it's serious. If you're trying to win something, like if it's just we're friends or having fun and blah, 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 whatever. But if there's money involved and it's a good amount of money, you want to win.
And people always talk trash.
Right. There's nothing, you don't need to apologize for that.
I'm not apologizing.
Right.
I've had, people told me don't say his name, so I'm not going to because there's no reason for it. And like I said, I still consider him a friend.
Right.
He's actually one of my fraternity brothers, right?
Right. It's just a little something that, you were a little
I needed to get it off my chest because first of all, I don't think I'm the best fantasy player, but I will tell you right now, I've won a ton of championships. And I know how to play. And I know, and even one of my biggest haters.
This is what we call a humble brag, right? This is what we call a humble brag?
Yeah, but I'm not, because the thing is like people think, oh, you think you're the best. I said, I never said that ever once. And I'm not saying I'm the best, but I have more than 20 championships. And that's not that many over the years, but it's maybe more than 30. Who knows? And second, third place finishes, I don't count, but I still get money for that.
Right.
I'm talking about money finishes, maybe 50.
Right. Well,
over 20 years.
That's something to be proud of.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's about the little things in life.
So this week you actually had a pretty good pick in Jordan Howard, and it looked like he was going to almost break the record for rushing.
Yes, that was a great pick that I made.
He says it like that because Eric had some family in this weekend. He had a lot of good things going on in the family side of things.
Yeah, I had the past week has been very family oriented.
So in other words, me and my girlfriend 5 minutes before 1 o'clock actually picked his picks for him.
Yeah, so they weren't my picks. You got to give props to Matt and Kim.
Yeah, for sure.
For making those picks this week. They were not mine. Even though my name was on them, they were not
But the thing is, Alex Smith, who would have thought he would lay an egg like against the Giants?
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? We should get into that. We should get into the Giants.
Well, the Giants didn't lay an egg.
The
Giants hatched a golden egg, like a golden goose.
Right. Their defense really showed up.
Yep.
They played a really good game.
They played the way they should for the people they have on the defense.
Yeah, they finally played to their salaries, I guess, if you want to say that, or to their to the back of their
potential
card, whatever you want to
exactly.
They were really good. I didn't see the whole game, but I caught a lot of it, and Kansas City was a little sloppy.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, hey, you don't. It's the NFL, so you don't apologize for that. If the team makes a mistake, you take advantage of the mistake. You win the game. I mean, it was an ugly game. It was 12-9 overtime. It's not like it was like a 50-45 game where there was a shootout and
it killed a lot of people daily. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
People went heavy on Chiefs.
Right, yeah. That's true. That's true. And with good reason. You would assume the Giants, let's be honest, they've been terrible. So why would you not do that? But
especially Travis Kelce, because they've been horrible against the tight end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, I talked to probably about 15, 20 people regularly on Sunday, right before the games, because they play daily, they're my friends, whatever.
Right.
And I'd say 95% of them were playing Travis Kelce.
Of course.
And I would too.
Yeah, I mean, I have him on a couple, not in daily, I have him on a couple teams.
He's a monster.
Right, so why would you not play him?
Especially
Sometimes he
against
throws touchdowns.
Yeah, right.
So he's incredible.
It's crazy because going into the game, Sterling Shepard, actually, the Giants' best receiver currently, right?
Yes.
ODB
right
is
now.
obviously the best one on the
right
roster,
now he's
and
clearly
Brandon
their
Marshall
best
you can make arguments. But right now he's the best receiver. About an hour before the game, they said that he wasn't going to play because of migraines, and he's actually still suffering today, and he's doubtful or questionable for Thursday.
Right.
But anyway, I thought going in that especially, I was like, oh, this game's done. Like,
yeah,
and then.
Obviously, you would think that. Like, anyone would think that. That's common sense.
Yeah, and then you go into this game, and the Giants pulled the Jets move. I mean, that's the only way I could say it.
That's a good way to put it.
Week 6. I mean, it's not week 16, 17 like the Jets typically do it. But, the Giants, they could pull out a few wins here now. I don't know why you would want to, but if you're a professional player, then you kind of got to just.
It's got to be maddening for Giants fans, though, to say, why do we not get this effort every week?
Yeah, right.
Like, you would think that, again, injuries happen. Of course, their offense was devastated with injuries. Their offensive line has not been good this year. To put it plainly, but I always said, well, they have good players on defense, so that should be able to guide them through a couple games, and they just haven't shown up most weeks. And this week they did.
Harrison got a pick.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, whoa, snaps.
Yeah, right.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, but yeah, and maybe they do like McAdoo, and maybe they do want him to stay. When you have an effort like that, and you show up and you play that way, when your coach is getting killed, I mean, let's be honest, he's been getting killed, and when you have that kind of a performance, maybe they do like him, and maybe it's just a couple of bad apples in the locker room. I don't know.
I feel like it has to do with the thing I mentioned earlier with Shepard on the offense, because there's a lot of young guys out there that are looking to prove themselves, so they're playing hard. Now, there wasn't any giant explosive plays. The one play that I didn't understand whatsoever was the Shane Vereen pass.
Right.
He threw it regardless. Like,
that's true.
Like, you saw, I don't know what he was looking at.
Right.
And it's funny because Travis Kelce tried to take a shot downfield as well. So it was kind of interesting, right? The play calling was very interesting. I was very surprised. And going into Thursday, they actually play the Redskins. This is a little different show for us because we're actually going to pick against the spread. Because
it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and we want to do something a little different. We are going to actually pick the games.
Yep.
Instead of just fantasy.
For sure. Yeah, so I believe I'm not the best at reading these spread things, so I'm going to be honest with you. I know how to pick against them, but I believe the Redskins are favored by 7.5.
Yes, the Redskins are giving 7.5.
There you go.
Yes.
There's the terminology.
The Redskins are giving 7.5 to the Giants.
Yes.
So
what do you feel?
What do I feel?
Yeah, what do you feel?
Me first?
For sure.
Well, it's in RFK, I believe, right? Or it's not RFK anymore. It's FedEx Field. Whatever it's called.
Yeah,
wow. I know. I'm going back. See, I'm old.
I
told you.
It's
FedEx Field, right?
Yeah, it's
so
FedEx.
The game is there. Washington needs the game.
Yep.
And the Giants got their win, I think, this past
Their
week.
win? Is that it? Done?
No, I don't know, but they got that before that one performance. Now, maybe they back it up as a divisional game. You always throw those things out when it's a divisional game because you never know. But that spread is it's more than a touchdown.
7.5 is big.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they just lost Chris Thompson.
Yeah, they lost Chris Thompson.
For the season.
That's true.
And Chris Thompson was actually leading them in rushing and in receiving yards.
Yeah.
So that's a huge
And their line's been banged up. Their line has been banged up.
Samaje Perine stepped in. He did pretty well, but he's also a little banged up as well.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants getting 7.5 points.
I'm going to agree with you and take them as well.
Okay.
And listen, guys, if you disagree with us, give us a call, 516-945-9099.
Holler at us.
So I know we're going backwards, right, in terms of the order of the games.
Yes.
The Patriots play the Dolphins. Now, this is crazy because the spread is 15.5.
Yes.
And the Patriots have the 32nd ranked pass defense in the league.
Yes.
So 15.5. I know Jay Cutler can do. I don't know if he'll be in because of the concussion. Because Matt Moore actually came in again. The savior.
Yeah.
Not last week.
Not against, only against the Jets.
Only against the Jets, but maybe against the Patriots too. Never know.
Yeah, we don't know. That's true.
But 15.5 is huge. I mean, that just makes no sense to me. And I know I'm gonna pick against them, and they're probably gonna blow them out by 40. But I'm gonna say the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. I mean, I think Jay Cutler, if he's in there with those receivers they have, Stills had a huge game last week.
Yeah, Stills did have a big game.
Parker and they have Landry.
Yes.
All three of those guys, they're not eating them all.
Who, by the way, Landry is he has the most yards and catches of any wide receiver to this point in their equivalent to their career.
Yeah, but that's only because ODB got hurt.
Well, yeah.
But they were very neck and neck on the catches.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're right.
He's hurt, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. He's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah,
right now.
and it pains me to give him that credit because he's a Dolphin and I hate them.
I hate them too.
So I hate both these teams actually. So I don't even want to pick it. But
who do you hate more?
But because the Patriots are home. It's a home game for them. It's Thanksgiving.
You're going against me. I can tell already.
It's a huge spread, but I just have a feeling the way the Dolphins are reeling that the Patriots are going to destroy them. So I'm taking New England, giving almost 16 points.
So we're not doing this, but I want to know how many points do you think they're actually going to win by?
Oh, I want to say 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to win by 21 points.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see 28-7 or something like that.
Yep.
I really could. So I'm going to go against you on that one, though. I'm going to be bold and take.
That's not actually being bold. You're actually making the smart play.
Well, I guess.
Like if law of averages would say, yeah, an NFL team should be able to keep it close. So you're actually making a pick that most people would probably say that's probably the right way to go.
We'll see, I guess.
But this team they've done it to the Jets in the past on Thanksgiving.
You hear that, Mike Capola? I'm picking the Dolphins, your team.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Matt Henry, Mike Capola, all the people I harassed, especially after not week one, but week one in the Meadowlands this week. So this year was.
That's true.
I think it was the third game when we blew them out.
Yeah.
I have to keep reminding. But then we choked against them.
Yeah, then
so
we choked.
What does it matter?
They got back.
Yeah, right. So the other game, there's 2 other games.
Yes, these are the two traditional Thanksgiving games that Dallas and Detroit play every.
Well, the teams.
Right.
Those
the two traditional Thanksgiving teams that play every year. The NFL recently only started throwing other games in it.
Well, you used to have the Packers too. They sprinkle in the Bears, the North, but the Lions are always on.
No, but it's always both. It's always been Detroit and Dallas
100%.
playing whoever they're playing against.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
So now we're getting to what I like to call the old school.
The old school
Thanksgiving Day games.
So what do you think with 3.5 points? I think the Chargers are favored over Dallas. Is that correct?
Yeah. No, the Cowboys. Sorry, the Cowboys are giving 3.5.
Okay.
To the Chargers. Again, it's in Dallas.
I feel like the Chargers they're moving. They're starting to really hit their stride here.
You think so?
Well, Keenan Allen last week looked phenomenal.
That's true.
Melvin Gordon's no slouch, and Rivers looks a lot more comfortable. And they were actually home where in the early part of the season it was a real issue for them. They didn't really have many people show up.
Yeah, that whole situation is a whole other topic to discuss in another time.
But it's getting better.
Well,
it really is. If you watch the game, it's getting better at least.
I guess. Maybe because USC is not good.
Yeah,
they're
right.
good. They're good, but
they got
not,
Sam.
But they're not really in the running to be in the playoff, the national championship playoff. So that's kind of probably why everyone's like, "Oh, we have other teams here to watch now. Cool,
yeah,
let's do that instead."
I mean, I get why there's more momentum for the Rams. I mean, they're winning, and they're also young, and they're exciting, right?
Yeah.
But the Chargers, don't count them out here yet. Now, especially in this game.
Yeah. And
if Sean Lee's out again, if Tyron Smith is out again, and we already know Zeke is out, I'm not sure if those first two are going to be out.
Right.
But I think it's going to be very hard for them to win with the way that they're presently constituted. I could be wrong. I'm actually a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan, as you know. Oh, we have a call. And I'm a lifelong Dallas fan. I really just think the Chargers are going to potentially, I don't know, I think they're going to wipe the floor with them potentially. If they can click on all cylinders the way they were last week, I really think it's going to be tough for them to have that happen. Did we lose the caller? The caller
Call
there.
back, please, caller.
Sorry, caller. We had a little bit of difficulty.
Robbie, what?
Oh, you're there.
Robbie.
Hello. We can hear you.
Hello.
Hey, who are you and where are you calling from?
Pleasantville. My name's Robbie.
Hey, Robbie. How are you?
Something's got to give about McAdoo's sunglasses. What's up with those things?
You mean? I think he has the Terminator look.
It gets sunny sometimes, and you have to. You have to deal with that. The sun can be rough.
It looks like he's always sniffing,
Oh, well, this is a family show,
what's
so
going on?
Keep that off the airways, so to speak. I don't know. The sunglasses. We kind of went into it last week with the coach's look for the the khakis for, and I think you were the one that called last week and asked about the khakis, right? Or am I wrong?
Khakis.
Yeah, you sound like the guy that asked Jim Harbaugh,
did.
right?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Khakis.
Khakis.
This is the first time I've called, I think.
Fair enough. So yeah, I mean the sunglasses. I don't know what's up with it, to be honest. I feel like he's trying to set his own tone, and he certainly has. And I'm sure a lot of Giants fans don't really care what tone he sets as long as it's a winning tone, right? But
that's true.
It's
who cares about
been
sunglasses?
pretty much.
What kind of crap is that?
Pretty much nothing. So what do you think about the Giants overall then?
You know what? I think they should just go for the tank at this point, even though it's not a popular stance. They could get a top 3 pick and either trade it or maybe go for Barkley out of Penn State, get the running game going. Maybe Eli's got a couple years left. I don't really know.
Yeah, no, I love Saquon Barkley, and what if they went for a quarterback? Would you rather Rosen or Darnold? Have you watched?
I don't know. That Nate Peterman might not be on the Bills next year. He's looking pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. I mean, listen, I'm a Jets fan as well as a Cowboys fan, and
no, but honestly, I think Rudolph might be the best quarterback out of that class.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I've watched some of his games. I'm just pretty high on him.
And are you a Giants fan?
Composed, but I guess we'll have to see what the combine says and what the quote unquote experts say.
Not us. We're not the experts. But
that's
yeah,
true.
I actually did. You watch the game this weekend? The Rosen versus Darnold, UCLA versus
the Oklahoma State one? No, I missed that one this week.
No, the UCLA USC game between Darnold and.
I did watch Baker Mayfield after the game. Give a nice salute to the Kansas crowd.
Yeah, right. I mean, honestly? But if you watch the coin toss, the players for Kansas were kind of being disrespectful to him right off the bat. So I kind of felt like they were trying to egg him on, and that's what. You never want to flip the bird to the fans, but
that's true.
Sometimes that's what you do. If you can egg someone on the other team, you do it to get a rise out of him, and then he does something stupid like that, and then cries because he's not the captain.
You see what he did?
You
didn't see what he did?
Pretty childish.
Yeah, no, I agree. Are you a Giants fan?
No.
What team? What's your team?
Unfortunately, the Bills.
All right, so would you like the Bills? Would you be okay with them taking a guy like Baker Mayfield?
I would.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for your call. Call back anytime, okay?
All right. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving day.
You too, man. Have a nice one.
All right. Happy Christmas.
All right, man. Goodbye.
Great. So, first of all, I like the way Baker Mayfield is playing. I mean, there's been quarterbacks that have had, whatever.
No, he's
playing phenomenal.
He's excellent.
I don't think it's going to scare an NFL team off.
But you said you didn't see what he did, right?
I didn't see all that. I thought he flipped the bird. I thought that's
No,
what I heard.
no.
Okay,
no.
so what did he
It was
do?
a little more obscene than flipping the bird.
Okay, what did he do?
It's
Is it?
he was kind of showing. He was kind of taking hold of what he has and showing.
Oh.
and being demonstrative about it towards the sideline. Yes, of the Kansas sideline. Yes, he was.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I would be dying if I saw that. Even if I was on their
I'm
sideline.
trying to, of course, to not say exactly what he did.
Yeah.
To try to be, but you could use your imagination.
Yep.
And figure it out on your own.
I would still take him. I don't care.
No, I mean that's one of the things I actually like about him. I like guys who have swagger and who are badasses and who let them go out there and beat the crap out of you and they'll do whatever they can to do that. That's why I like Josh Rosen as well. He's that kind of a player. You know, he's cocky, he's confident in his ability. It could backfire on you in football, especially.
He played well this weekend.
Yes. Sometimes you're too confident and you try and make throws, Jay Cutler, that you can't make. And, you know, it hurts your team. And Brett Favre was pretty much a gunslinger too. He was
But you can't.
I'm just saying.
His arm, like, if Madden's 99 throwback, he was 107. Like,
I'm just saying, though, that, yes, as great a player as he was, sometimes he made throws like, what the hell were you thinking?
For sure.
So but, you know, that's the gift and the curse with those kind of players.
For sure. And Jay Cutler used to be able to make those throws.
He still can make those throws.
The decisions were the issues.
Well, no, the decisions have always been the issues. Like his arm, I've seen him throw a couple passes this year that I'm like, there's like 5 guys in the world who could throw that ball.
For real,
the way
honestly.
He is a tremendous thrower of the football, but he just doesn't know how to pass. It's really bad.
You know what? I think he does know how to pass. And just breaking news, the next poll for college football just came out, and we have Alabama, Miami, Clemson, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Auburn. That's in order what they're ranked. So if we were to start right now, we would have Alabama, Miami, Clemson, Oklahoma in the championship. Or in the playoffs, I should say. So Baker Mayfield,
yes,
he would be in the playoffs, which would be a very entertaining watch, I think.
It would be.
Regardless of who they played, those 4 teams.
It definitely
would be awesome.
would be.
And Wisconsin, I don't know how much you follow college football, but they're undefeated, right?
I know they're undefeated.
So they're making a case, but they haven't gone. And I know we have some Wisco fans out there listening, and I don't know too much about it, but yeah, we do. Actually, in California. But
Give us a call.
I feel like they might get shammed, even if they go undefeated.
It's still the Big Ten, yeah, because I always get confused because they have more teams than 10 now. So why do they still call it that?
I don't know.
But anyway, it's not that good a conference.
Yeah,
so that's why they're gonna get short. They'll get the short end of the stick because it's not. You pay for that.
Very
unfortunately,
true.
that's how college football is.
Miami's look great.
Miami has looked great.
I used to love them.
But we don't need to talk about that.
Why not? Because Notre Dame's still sensitive subject?
Yes, it's still sensitive, and I don't want to talk about it. So we're not talking about it.
Okay, so let's get back to our picks so we don't miss the 2 old school games.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So 3.5 points. Regretfully, I'm going with the Chargers.
Okay.
I think they cover 3.5 because of the injuries. That's my pick. What about you?
I'm going with Dallas because it's Thanksgiving, so I'm taking Dallas.
All right. I can sound argument. I cannot argue against that. The last game is Vikings at the Lions. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game than people think.
Well, it's a pick'em, which,
straight up.
Exactly. So, whoever you got, you got.
But why? I have the Vikings because defense wins in high pressure situations, and Case Keenum has looked great.
He's been really good. He really has.
Well, it's not just him though.
No.
I feel like they have pieces on offense. They have multiple pieces on offense that can do things. Like Kyle Rudolph, right? Thielen's looked like a top 5 receiver this year.
Diggs.
Legitimately, top 5.
Yeah.
Thielen. Diggs, yep. They
McKinnon.
And then Latavius Murray had 2 touchdowns again this week, right?
Yep.
So they can do it multiple ways. That shows that, and the Giants organization and Giants fans should take note, they literally retooled their entire offensive line almost entirely of free agents in the offseason.
They did.
Look what it did.
Yeah.
Look what it did.
Yeah, well, the Giants should have done that because of Eli, but
they should have done it anday.
Right, but
they
when you have a 8,000-year-old quarterback, you kind of want to protect
That's a statue.
him. Yeah, that is not the. He's always been pretty good with his presence, like his pocket presence, always been pretty good. But even that's kind of taken a hit. But we're going back to Eli and the Giants
and forget that. Once Teddy Bridgewater got hurt, I think the Vikings knew they had to make that change.
Well, no, they took Bradford, and Bradford was playing well, but Bradford is made of tissue paper, so.
Yes, he is.
So that's never a
The
sound
glass
strategy. Yes, but Keenum's been great. Let's be honest, he's been great. Whatever system they're running, I don't know the system they're running, but he seems to fit perfectly, and hey, good for them. I mean,
and their defense is monster.
Yeah, their defense is always
Harry the Hitman.
Yeah, right.
Harrison Smith, man. Daniel Hunter, Everson Griffin, Barr.
Griffin.
They have all these players.
Yes, Griffin.
I told you that was my half-year defensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. It was, but I don't know anymore. But he still plays great. But yeah, either way, I really think the Vikings are going to take this one. I know that the Lions on the other side, they have a lot of pieces. Marvin Jones Jr. is actually coming out of his shell a little again. They have Theo Riddick, Golden Tate. They have all these players and even Ebron. I mean, he shows up once every 7 games, but when he
Abdullah's been good.
Yeah.
Amir Abdullah's been good. Yeah, no, I'm picking the Lions.
Really?
Yes, I'm going with the Lions.
So we have 2.
Because I feel in a close game, Stafford's a better quarterback, and he'll win. Last year, that's all he did was win close games.
Okay.
And I just feel if Keenum's been great, but if I'm looking at both of those guys, if the teams it's a pick 'em and the teams are basically even, I go with the better quarterback. I'm taking.
Stafford I can't.
And the Detroit Lions.
And I can't hate on you for that logic.
No.
So just to recap, we're different on every game besides
the Giants-Redskins.
Yeah. All
That's
right,
it.
Well, we'll see what happens next week.
Yes.
I'll either be laughing in your face or vice versa, right?
That's true. But with Thanksgiving, we always, it's always been a highlight game of the year. It's always been, it used to be like the only Thursday game of the year.
Yep.
So we've had some Thanksgiving moments in the past that, that were memorable. And
yeah.
Do you have any?
Well, actually, the one that comes to mind, the biggest, well, not the biggest, but let's say the second biggest, that comes to mind, it kind of segues nicely from the Vikings game, is when the Vikings played the Cowboys in Randy Moss's first Thanksgiving Day game in 1998. I loved Randy Moss right away. All right? I loved him in Marshall. He had a little trouble pass. He was at Florida State, whatever. I liked him in college. It's weird because I like Miami, I like Florida State at different times. I'm really a Florida State fan, but I can appreciate the U even though they're arch rivals.
That's really crazy, and I've never heard anyone say that before, but...
I'm a weirdo, and I don't live in Florida, so it's a little different. I'm up north. So, but anyway, this game, he had 163 yards, 3 catches for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And he was a monster. Like, he'd come on the scene quick.
Yeah, everyone, but that was the game where people remember.
Yeah, because he came out after and he was like, well, you didn't draft me in the Cowboys. I wanted to be a Cowboy.
That's
and they
true.
Passed on him.
They did.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Oh, I loved Randy Moss. But that's a moment that stands out to me.
Him and T.O. on the same team at one point? Imagine both
I don't think that it would have ever.
But just imagine. Like,
I'm imagining a fist fight in the locker room. I'm serious. I'm imagining a fist fight in the locker room.
Well,
The other game that stands out to me is in 2004 when Peyton Manning had 6 touchdown passes with the Colts. He was with the Colts at the time, and he came out there and he lit it up. And I loved Peyton Manning's one of my favorite players of all time. Just the way he went about it, and then later in his career, the acting, all the commercials, he's hilarious.
The SNL stuff.
And I actually think he'll potentially one day either be a GM or a coach. After he kind of,
I don't think there's ever been a quarterback who, I don't know this for certain, but who has legendary film study. Like, the guy knew everything.
He was the one that created the template that people, when they go up to the line today and they, call these audibles, and listen, there was audibles back in the day. But there was
the dummy language.
Yes. All that stuff, all the hot routes. All the mixed signals, not mixed signals, the slight signals to his receivers, changing plays on the fly, reading defenses, and coming up to the line. Mm-hmm. That's him, man. He's the blueprint.
Yeah,
for
that.
And that game was a great,
incredible. He was incredible talent. He really was, and obviously a great player.
Yeah.
The first ballot Hall of Famer.
For sure.
Two-time Super Bowl winner.
Remember what's that commercial? 6'5", kind of rocket arm. But those were the 2 that stand out to me. There's another, but I think I know where you're going with yours. But what's your favorite Thanksgiving Day moment?
It's not my favorite moment.
Most memorable?
It's definitely my most memorable moment, and it should be every Jet fan's most memorable moment.
Enshrined in our brains.
Yes, it was actually 5 years ago, and it was against the Patriots, and it was the infamous butt fumble.
I wish we had video right now. If no one knows it, you got to go Google it right now.
That play, I will never forget. I was sitting there at the table, like a long table, and I was sitting at the end. The TV's all the way at the other end. And I saw that happen, and I'm like, he literally just ran into Brandon Moore's ass. Like, he did not even try. I don't know where he was thinking of going. Did he not? It's kind of hard to miss. Brandon Moore's a big man.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a strong man.
Big man. It's kind of hard to miss him standing there. There was no hole to be had. I don't know where the play was designed to go. But every time I watch video of that, I always say, where was he going? What did he see that the rest of us didn't see? Because I don't know. And that game also was a complete destruction. The Patriots, it was like 44-14 or something.
It was bad.
It was a really
It ruined
bad.
my holiday.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, they were pretty good that year going into that game. Were they? I don't remember.
5 years ago, I don't think they were. I actually think they were.
Or was that the year that...
That was when
they started. Right, yes.
Yeah,
So
that might have actually started literally right after.
Right, right. You're right. That was the year
For real.
They were supposed to be good, and it turned out that they weren't.
It was after they had, I think it was after they had the 2 good seasons.
Right.
It might have been a season or 2 after that.
And everyone expected Mark Sanchez to take a step, and he did. Jesse took a step in some dog crap.
Yeah.
Because that step was not...
You're on a roll today, huh?
Yeah,
I know how you feel. The Jets and the butt fumble. I mean, listen,
yeah.
There's no Thanksgiving Day moment aside from the image of John Madden, his 6-leg turkey that he used to do, which I honestly used to love it. Him and Pat Summerall,
right.
John Madden, talking about it. You know what I mean?
Definitely those two.
The gobbler.
Right. Our staples you remember, and John Madden, big dude, and he would rip the turkey leg off and take a bite of it, and
looked like a Viking or like a warlord or something.
Pretty much,
it was awesome.
And that's part of the tradition that we have from Thanksgiving. Do
you have any other family traditions?
Yeah. Every Thanksgiving, for years now, since my sister's been married, she goes to her in-laws' house. So on Thanksgiving morning, we go to my mother's, and we have breakfast.
Okay.
And it's a full spread breakfast. It's eggs, bacon, sausage, pancakes, pastries, maybe a quiche now and then.
Do you make the food, or you just show
I
up?
usually do make the food.
Oh.
Yeah, I usually
Chef Eric,
wind up cooking.
Uh-huh.
Not the quiche. I haven't made a quiche yet.
No?
Real men don't eat quiche. That's what I'm told.
Oh,
so.
no, you're wrong. Quiche is delicious.
Quiche is delicious. It's a joke. It's always been a joke. Real men don't eat quiche, but I love it. So
I'm secure in my masculinity. I'll pound a whole mess of quiche.
Yeah.
So.
Quiche is really good, and when my father was alive, my dad used to make, his mashed potatoes are infamous.
Okay.
Or not infamous, they're famous.
Legendary?
And legendary mashed potatoes. And I remember learning how to do it on Thanksgiving from him. So an emotional tie. Yeah, it's something I remember sitting with him while he would make it. And my dad it was crazy. He used a fork, that was it. Didn't use a masher, didn't use his mixer, took a fork, whipped them all.
That's a beast.
Yeah.
You're whipping potatoes like a huge...
I have a big family, so it was a big pot.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And fork, butter, milk, whip it up.
Beast.
Yeah, that
Beast
was
mode.
it. So that's it for me. What about you?
Well, obviously Turkey Bowl, right? Turkey Bowl's football,
right. I used to play
with family.
Too, yes.
You did?
Yes, I used to play too, yes.
Cool. I don't know if I'm playing this year, because as you get older, it's harder to find games, and also I'm not going to be playing any tackle football. I'm sorry.
Right. That's probably wise.
No, I'm 33. I do play flag, and on the line it is pretty physical, but getting tackled is a whole different animal.
You don't need to explain. I totally understand.
You get it, right? So that's a tradition. And the other thing I generally do now, since I've been about 21, is I make slow-cooked apple cider, and then I have a nice bottle of rum on the side of it.
Okay.
So you make the apples, you dice it up, you get cinnamon sticks, throw it in there, let it cook for about 30 minutes, and it's a simple thing, but people seem to like it. And you don't taste the rum, and you get really...
You know what? You know what you might want to try it with? Because I make it this, Southern Comfort.
Really?
Yes. Throw a little SoCo in there.
That's my, like... That's like my
You
bad.
made enemies with Southern
That's
Comfort?
like, yeah, I think we talked about that one show. That's mine.
Okay.
I can do SoCo with lime. I know it's actually...
Yeah, the flavors kind of mix well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good...
But just straight up, that aftertaste?
Well, no, it's in the cider. Like, you're pouring it in the cider. So it's not... It's not on its own. I'm not saying do shots of it while you're making it.
No.
Well, yeah.
If you've never had like apple cider with rum in
Seriously.
it, seriously, it's like the simplest thing to make, and you will pound a whole mess of it down. Just be careful because it does sneak up on you.
Yeah, but
aside from that, not really. There's not really. I like
in.
my mom's. She makes sweet potatoes with marshmallows and stuff, and that's something I
candied
like.
yams.
Yeah, very similar.
Yes.
It's the same thing, probably just different name, right? But yeah. Gladly, though, like I said about 5-10 minutes ago, my holiday will not be ruined by the Jets this year.
That's true.
They are playing on Sunday.
They are playing on Sunday. Yes.
Off a bye week.
Off a bye.
They play the Panthers.
Yes.
Should be interesting. So before we get into the actual game, 4-6. What do you think for the rest of the season?
I think that my original thought on this season will come true. And I do not see them winning another game.
You did not say that they would even win this, so it can't be your original thought.
But my thought that they would be bad.
You're back to your original thought process.
Right.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
Fair enough.
I don't see them. I don't look at the schedule and say, okay, they can win that game. There's not a game on the schedule that I see.
Well, I have the games that we have are the Panthers this week.
Right.
Chiefs, Broncos, Saints, Chargers, Pats. I see 2 wins out of that.
Well, they could beat the Chargers and they could beat the Broncos, but they might not. They might not.
They might not. No, you're right.
I don't look at those games and say, oh, yeah, they're definitely going to win because...
I told you, I don't think it's the Chargers. I think the Patriots in Week 17.
Dude,
they're going to have a bye week.
give it a rest.
I'm not going to give it... So, all right, so you want to bet money right now that when Tom Brady is not starting Week 17 for them?
Okay. So has that
So
ever
you're going to take that bet?
Has that ever mattered?
It does when the Jets play them because I think it was...
We almost lost to Jimmy Garoppolo.
I understand.
And then he got hurt.
But the Jets find a way to win that game when they shouldn't and lose that game when they shouldn't either. Like with Fitzpatrick.
Not this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Not this year.
All right. Well,
That's
I'm saying they're going to probably finish 6-10. They might finish 7-9. That's what I think.
4-12.
You don't think they're winning one more game?
Losing out. 4-12.
Okay.
They're done.
All right.
They're done.
So you're going to buy me a bottle of beer or whatever it is, and I'm going to drink it on the show. Week 17.
You know what? That's a bet.
That's a bet. Or we'll take shots and the other person, whatever.
Yes.
But the person that loses is buying. I think 6-10. You say 4-12.
Yes.
I'll give you 5 and whatever.
No,
and I'll
4
take
and
7
12.
and
That's
9.
it. I don't want any.
You want
no
no
charity?
Middle? No middle ground?
No, 4-12. They will not win another game.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So this week they play the Panthers.
They're so gonna win now because
And
I said
the
that.
one thing that I need to comment on.
Okay.
And I can't show you the sheet. We can't zoom in here. But he says, time to bench McCown and let's play Hackenberg. Are you crazy?
Hey, the guy hasn't played one game yet.
But now?
Yes, now.
They're still. Oh, I actually didn't. So first of all, let me rewind here for 2 seconds before we get into that. I still think that they have a chance to make the playoffs. They're only 2 games out. Team is 6-4, and then there's a team that's a little bit. What was it? What's the other? 5-5. They're both. The wild cards are 6-4 and 5-5. They're 4-6.
But
why are they out?
We've seen this script before. We know what's going to happen.
We have not seen this group before.
No, this script. I said.
Oh,
We've
the script.
seen this script before.
So then why aren't they going to win against the
play
Patriots?
well. They get us all. Oh, they're doing well, and then they crap the bed. And then the rest of the year, that's what's going to happen. This game might be close. I'm not saying it's not going to be close. They might play the Panthers tight. They might play some close games.
Are you Sean McDermott's like stepbrother or something?
Why?
Because you want to bench the starter who's top 10 in terms of QB rating in the NFL for some guy named Hackenberg. Peterman last week, look what happened. Premature benching.
The difference is Hackenberg is a year older than Peterman. Right, so he's had a year.
In terms of the year,
he's had a year, right? He's been in the league a year longer, so he has a little bit more practice. And dude, we need to see him play. I know he's not good. I already know he's not good, but in my mind, Now it has to be about next year. It was nice, this little run they had. The schedule gets tougher. It was very sweet that they played well up to this point. But it's over now.
No, it's
Put
not.
it in the rear
Nope.
view. It's done.
No.
I really appreciate the passion and your fandom coming out. I really do. But no, it's over with. They're done. We need to either play him. It doesn't have to be Hackenberg. Play Petty.
No,
I don't care.
Not yet.
One of the two guys.
You don't play,
Play
them until you're mathematically eliminated. The Bills played that guy way too early, and this would be a huge mistake. You need.
He's not going to be here anyway.
It doesn't matter. McCown's a great leader, and he's helping the guys along.
Why are you drinking the Kool-Aid?
Why? Because here's the thing, right? The receivers will not do as well with an inexperienced quarterback. He will not make the right throws. It will hinder their development as long as and everyone else. It's not just about that one position. It's about the rest of the team and about them playing well and having momentum going into next year, even if they don't make the playoffs, which they probably won't, and maybe that's a little of my fandom coming out, but they're not eliminated right now. They're one of the wildcard teams is 5-5, and one of them is 6-4. We are 4-6. We can make that up.
Okay, so after they lose to the Panthers, then can we go to what are the two quarterbacks?
It depends what happens with the two wildcard teams. I don't think you bench them until at least week 15.
Well, let's talk about the team they're playing on Sunday.
Okay.
Who happen to be 7-3.
Yep.
And they play as old school a style of football as you will find.
Well, they have a quarterback that's bigger than most O-linemen.
You're right.
So
You're right.
That allows them to.
They have a dynamic player in McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Stewart can still run the ball. Devin Funchess is one of the biggest receivers in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a big, huge team, and I don't think the Jets have a shot. I really don't think it's gonna be close.
See, Cam Newton can have one of those games though.
He can.
And we can get to him. And our defense is built to play that kind of offense. I'm telling you right now, our defense is not built to play a high-flying passing offense right now.
Well, it should be, but
it's not because the corners are just not there yet.
Let's not go into that because I'll just get mad again. So.
Well, I'm just saying I don't think we're built more to handle a run-based team. We're a good run defense. We have guys that are fast to the edge. Darren Lee can cover Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if he will because he's kind of in the middle.
Stop
yes,
it.
he can.
Stop it.
Yes, he can.
No.
Okay.
No. He has trouble covering tight ends.
But it's different. Tight ends are big, and he's 5'11". He's not huge.
It doesn't matter. He should be able to stay with them. He doesn't.
Speed-wise.
Yeah.
But these guys are big.
And don't get me wrong, he's been better this year. I've actually think he's grown and he's getting better and better. So I'm happy with what he's become, but he can't cover running backs. No. Not someone like McCaffrey, no.
We'll see.
No.
I also think that their defense is the real reason that we would lose.
Well, of course.
Kuechly, right? That's how you say it?
Right.
I say Kuechly because that's what I've said forever.
Right.
But Kuechly is the way to say it.
Right.
Luke Kuechly is my favorite defensive player in the league right now. He has been for the last few years. He's phenomenal.
He is.
Came out of Boston College. He was a beast since day one.
Sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
Tremendous player.
He could probably play safety. That's how good he is. That's how dynamic he is.
He's very good.
And then we got Old Man Peppers, and we have Shaq Thompson and
Thomas Davis.
Davis.
Another old man.
Another old vet.
Yeah.
And then Bradbury, I think, is a corner.
Yeah,
He's pretty solid as well.
Yeah, they're talented on defense, and I mean, for this game, the Jets just don't have I don't think they have the horses to compete.
I think Robbie Anderson will be a key in this game. And
well, he's kind of the key every game now.
Yeah, but
and Safarian Jenkins.
That's the guy I was going to mention. I don't think this game would be a great one to play him. I could be wrong.
They have to play him.
No, I mean, in terms of fantasy, I could be wrong.
You need to preface your comments because I'm like, he's a starter. Why wouldn't they play him?
But Kuechly's going to be on him. Well, so that's kind of
or Davis.
Or Davis. Davis isn't as good of a cover, but he's still pretty good,
he
right?
Used to be. He's a hybrid. He's a linebacker safety. He's always been.
Yeah. No, I mean, I honestly think that they could potentially win this game.
I still can't believe Peppers is still playing, but that's besides the
I love it.
No, he's great.
I say I love it too
He has
much,
7.5 sacks. I mean, he's obviously can still play. When you put that kind of production, he can still play.
Well, when you have people around him, no slight to the Packers, but they weren't the most athletic team on defense.
No.
So he needed to cover more space, but he's able to kind of come in and just be a pass rusher now.
Right.
I don't think he comes in for every down.
Right.
He is a decent run defender, but he just doesn't have the will anymore the way that he used to, right? So, yeah, I think that they could potentially win, but I don't think I think there's a 30% chance they win.
Yeah, I already told you. But
You think 100% they lose?
Yeah, I don't think they're winning. I don't see it at all.
Next week, if they win, I want you to get up from your chair and go like this to me. Everyone heard it.
All right, maybe we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
But a team that does keep winning,
Yeah.
especially at home, the New York Knicks.
The New York Knickerbockers.
Yes, last night another impressive game, impressive win. I mean, it was against the Clippers. They've been struggling.
They've
lost 9 in a row?
The Clippers have lost 9 in a row. The Knicks have lost, I think it was 7 games in a row at home against the Clippers.
Right, they hadn't beaten them since 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, and they in the beginning of the game they looked like they were falling behind. They were hitting a lot of threes. Jarrett Jack actually did start off pretty nicely.
Jarrett Jack played really well last night.
And then you saw after halftime, it just completely flipped. Like they
were up 12 at half. I mean, they came back in the second quarter.
But I mean, they stayed on it.
Like, right. And in the beginning, they did. I mean, the Clippers made a run, 15-0 run. They go down 2. But then, my new favorite Nick, Doug McDermott.
Dougie McBuckets.
Yes, caught fire.
Yeah.
And he was great. He's been. I mean, you look at that Melo trade now, but Cantor and McDermott. Right now, the Knicks won that trade.
And second rounder.
Yeah.
You never know what that's going to happen.
You don't.
Brian Gomez.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But right now, they've won that trade. I don't know if it's going to be like that the whole year, but OKC 7-9. So.
Porzingis, he had 25 last night, but his
really,
shooting has been weird.
Yeah, and it's really weird that you say that about him when he's giving you 25. And he set the bar so high at the beginning of the year. Like when he has a game like that, you're kind of like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
And he does have the elbow thing going on and
the ankle.
Right. And some people say that maybe he's a little tired, or it could be kind of sad if he's tired already because he's so young.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, 7'3", like I said last week, the blood has to pump a little harder.
They're not giving him the calls that he should be getting, though.
That's true as well.
I can't remember the other guy's name. He was a foreigner. I can't remember the guy's name. Sorry. But it was the other night, and he was getting abused, and they weren't giving him any calls.
Siakam?
Yeah, that guy.
Something like that? I know who you're talking about.
I was like, how aren't you giving... This guy's a superstar in the league. You don't want him to get hurt.
Right.
He's getting abused. His elbow looks like the size of a golf ball because they don't ever freaking give him calls.
Or something?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that pissed me off, but they did pull out the win. And
yeah, they won going away, which was great, and he didn't play half the fourth quarter. He didn't have to.
Yeah, and not to get too off track, but they're probably not going to get the top pick in the lottery, but that's a great thing because I think we're going to be in the playoffs. I've said it from the beginning. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to jinx us.
No, I was hopeful, but again, I like to see things happen a little long before.
Well, Michael Porter actually,
Michael
he got
Porter's
hurt today. He's going to be out for the season. That's, for those of you who don't know, we talked about him probably like 2-3 weeks ago.
Missouri freshman.
Number 1 pick projected. He actually is getting back surgery, so he's out for the whole season.
Yeah, at that age.
I know, that's big.
That is big.
You see Embiid, you don't want to have. I mean, listen, Embiid's an
awesome
player.
But
either way, you can have a recurring injury.
With big guys, feet, knees, and back.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Don't get into that. But someone will get a steal with him, and he'll be a remarkable player potentially.
Yeah.
But the Knicks, they're not going to be there. I sincerely feel it. They're going to be anywhere between the 8 and 5 seed, I think, in the East.
It definitely feels like that they're going to make the playoffs. Right now they're 6. I think they're going to make it.
All right, look at you. Come over to my side.
Yeah,
man.
I do. They're starting to become believable. I mean, their 3-point defense still is shaky at times, and they think they leave shooters way open. I don't know why they pack the lane so much on defense.
They're learning the system because they don't have 5 people telling them what to do.
Right.
Like last year.
But hey, I mean, they're scoring. They seem to be playing well together. They're playing together on offense. They're passing the ball, sharing the ball. I mean, that's what the Warriors do, and look at where it got them. So
we're going to sign off in a minute here, but I want to make sure Eric gets to DC and kind of talks about Justice League a little, and maybe you'd have to do a video after this to kind of give you a real rant.
I'll go in a little bit more in depth after the show. But I saw Justice League twice last week. I saw it on opening night, and I saw it on Saturday with the fine folks from Batman on Film. I want to say hello to all those guys. But it opened this weekend.
We can't. Unfortunately, it's going to be tough for us to take a call right now because we only have 1 minute left in the show. So please call next week.
It opened this weekend to only $94 million, which for a big blockbuster like this under the DC Comics umbrella,
Yep.
is terrible. And that's something that, look, bottom line, this universe has failed.
That's it.
Bottom line, this universe has failed. And now we are 5 movies in, only one was a hit, and that was Wonder Woman. Every other movie had critical problems, fan problems. I hear a lot of people pointing fingers, placing blame. Whatever the case may be, it's over.
Eric's going to go crazy after this.
Yeah, just let it go. It's over.
We don't have enough time for him to do it right now. But
no, I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear that talk
next
anymore.
week we will start with it.
Hopefully next week I can go in a little bit further and we can hash this out. Maybe spend a little bit more time on it.
You got it.
The pop culture stuff. Maybe do a little more pop culture stuff too post
For sure.
Thanksgiving.
I'm all about it.
But
so as always, thank you for joining us on Man Up.
Yes.
We appreciate all you guys out there. Please share and like our video on YouTube and also here. We'll be here next week at 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good night.
Good night.